think this is
Well,
first
this is one
time
reason I'm doing this, because I
Huh?
think this is one reason I'm doing this. I think this needs to be shared. I
Yeah.
think it needs to be made real for,
Oh.
especially young people now who don't really have a grasp of what you went through,
Oh.
to give them the opportunities that they now have.
Right.
They don't appreciate what they have.
Right. It was in I moved over here in 1954. So this must be around about 1954, 1955.
Because this was the first middle-class Negro development.
Yeah, and we organized the Civic League right in my home, the Eastview Civic League, which was a spearhead for the crusade for voter, which was a nation, statewide. Okay, I was telling you about what SCARS does. Now, because during slavery, they developed what you call those who work in the field and those that work in the upper big house. And the one who worked in the upper big house had a little more preference than those work in the field because they had access. They probably were cooks, maids, cleaners, and all of the things. And they had a little more access, a little better thing. They developed a little attitude that they were a little bit better than the field, and now they use some words then that we say we won't use again, but they were used then, and they referred to them as the house end,
right,
and the field end. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was up the street, about 5 or 6 houses. It was during the Christmas time. And we were up there, and everyone sitting back, partying a little, and I went up there, and we got to talking to this called we Civic League. I always been political minded Civic. And I was saying, yeah, we got to come together, and I was saying, we were taught how to separate ourselves from each other during slavery, and I said, now we are like sheep. If the Lord, if you take the stand down, we still jumping at that place where where the stand used to be. And I said, and then you heard the expression, people being like crabs, that when one get to the top, they pull the other one back down, and no one get out the barrel. One will get out the barrel if they get to the top. If the one behind them didn't reach up there and pull them back, and all of them down in the barrel trying to get out, no one gets out the barrel. And they said, we are like people. So I said, yeah. I said, that started back there, and because being a student of history and love it, I said, that started back there with the so-called field Negro, and they use a little more derogatory term, and the house Negro. But I said the house Negro will most likely had some mixture of the master son or the master blood. And I said, so he was anyway from a ladder to any other color. And I said the field Negro, I said he was black like me. And I said, so that made the other one felt a little bit better. And I said, that was purposely put into our lives and culture to keep us from it. And I said, that come down today. I said, that's why in going up in school, and black wouldn't tell you this too much unless they get familiar. But I tell you, as a lovely person, I just can share with you so open. But black used to segregate against themselves. For instance, there was the very light-skinned black felt not all of them, ain't nothing all of that time, felt a little bit better than the darker skin. Mm-hmm. And that was something we were planning in them. And they had a purpose why they planning in them. So I was just raving on, and one of my friends, and simply, he was every bit as white as you, but he was black. And I looked, and I was up there talking, and it got so quiet, and I looked around in the room, and I always, I tell this, I make everyone laugh, I tell my children, and not a person in the room wasn't all of them were black, quote, going by the description being described as black, but all of them could pass for being white. Mm-hmm. And I looked around, And Johnny, who was my friend, he came up and hugged me. He said, "You done got your so-and-so out there in deep water now." Said, "Keep on talking." That room was full of them, and not a one in the room was even brown, not even dark brown, all on light. So, said, "You telling the but you telling the truth." They had a family around here who were mulatto. They could pass either way they want to, and they were there. And I was saying that's something we got to overcome. And I said the reason why they felt a little bit better because I said the white taught them, "You got a little more of my blood in you, because my son might be the father of this one of my." And some of the master themselves was the father of. That's the reason you don't find no pure African or in this country. Every one of us got a mixture of things. And so I was explaining that, and I said, so we have grown out of that, but we didn't talk that around. And they had an expression back there then. How that thing go? If you white, you right. If you white, you right. If you brown, stick around. If you black, get back. And that now see I guess every ethnic group has its own saying within it that they keep within that confine, and when they get out among the general public, they are another person. But I say we don't do any good. We don't do any good. I always was one that when I was in a community of 50 white and 10 black, I would talk the same way. I would had a conference out in Green Lake, Wisconsin, for the church, and it was the Southern Baptists, and they had a delegate and representative from all the southern states, from Maryland through Florida, and it goes out to, I guess it took in, I called it keynote speak from Tennessee, around Tennessee and West Virginia, and all of those, this southern thing. And one of the things we agreed, wasn't anyone a Mr. So-and-so, everyone went by the first name, first tag. So if you were a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, you wasn't no doctor out there for that week. You just were Mac or John or Sue. Lo and behold, I didn't know my partner who they hooked me up was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Florida. I didn't know it until about the third or the fourth day. I just called him by his name. And then on one of the blowout sessions, we gave a little bit about our lives. And then when he said, I think he said, well, about 7 or 9 of them, and I am the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Florida. Then I knew who my partner was. But
now, what year was this?
Huh?
What year was this?
This had to been in the late 60s or the early 70s. Yeah, the late 60s or the early 70s. And because we were in this great changing over in the civil rights movement.
They were just starting the busing in the city then, weren't they?
Yeah, they were starting the busing in the city.
In the early 70s, yeah.
And one thing, and it said needs to be told. So many white from various sections of the country gathered in there and became a part of the movement. See, this civil rights wasn't only about black moving upward. It was about white joining in and coming from Pennsylvania, coming from Massachusetts, coming from New York, coming from Illinois, and joining, going south. And it was a great time to be alive. It was during the 60s